With the NHL trade deadline quickly approaching, the Montreal Canadiens find themselves in a bit of a peculiar situation. You see, they're just a few points away from a wild card position, but they're also a few points away from a bottom 5 pick. So what does that mean? Are they going to be buyers? Are they going to be sellers? Well, in the famous words of Ted DiBiase, everybody's got a price. And in today's video, I'm going to take a look at every expiring contract on that Canadiens roster, and I'm going to tell you how I would personally approach the trade deadline with every single one of these guys. But before we begin, today's video is brought to you by Miraj Trading. And if you're looking to purchase hockey cards, if you're looking to add to that collection of yours, let me tell you something. MirajTrading.com makes it super easy to purchase your favorite hobby boxes online right from the luxury of your own toilet seat. So go check them out. But now, let us begin. Well. Looks like number one on the list is going to be Michael Pezzetta. Now, as you're all aware, over the past couple of seasons, I've been a massive supporter of Iron Mike. He's got balls so big you wouldn't even fit him in a 5-gallon bucket. But unfortunately for him, since he cut off the head lettuce and started complaining about taxes in Quebec during the offseason, Michael Pezzetta now appears to be a permanent resident of the Marty St. Louis doghouse. He's only played a handful of games this season. He's got absolutely nothing to show for it. And I personally don't see the Canadiens re-signing or trading this guy because right now he just ain't worth a can of beans. Which brings us to subject number 2, Christian Dvorak. I don't know if I could ever forgive Marc Bergevin for this one. Christian Dvorak is our very own Bermuda Triangle of the offensive zone right now. It's where good plays go to die. I really don't see a scenario where this guy's coming back next season. His 4 goals and 11 assists are very underwhelming, but unlike Michael Pezzetta, I do feel like Christian Dvorak's got some value, mostly due to his defensive play and of course his expertise at the faceoff dot. Oh, I don't think he's worth the first, and with a smile like that, I don't even know if he's worth the second. But I'm sure if a team does make an offer for Christian Dvorak, even if they're willing to part ways with that liter of outdated milk, Kent Hughes will listen attentively, and he's going to want to know if that milk is 2%. But here we go. Next up. Oh my god. Now it's about to get interesting. This is a player that we single-handedly memed back into existence. It's one of our top young guns who identifies as an 18-year-old rookie named Mario Armia. And you might not want to believe it, but I think Mario Armia has way more value than anybody else that I've mentioned in this video so far. You see, not only does Mario have a fairly cheap contract, but he's been an absolute handful for defenders to deal with all season long. He's at 22 points in 51 games right now. He's playing some of the best hockey in his career. And while obviously I'd love to see the Canadiens keep this guy around, if they do fall out of the playoff race by March, I can definitely see a team overpaying for a guy like Mario because he's always been a very effective player come playoff time. We're talking about an 18-year-old NHL veteran. He's a beauty. Now, next up at number 4, we got one of my favorite Wookiees of all time. It's Chewbacca himself, David Savard. And I already know my opinion on this one is not going to go over too well with many of you, but this is probably my first player on my list that I don't want to be involved in a trade, unless the offer is incredible. Here, let me explain. You see, the Canadiens, they've got a very young D core right now. They also got a lot of young D prospects coming up, and David Savard is a perfect mentor to keep around for these young kids. He knows all about the city, the culture. He's just a good veteran blue liner. I don't know if you've noticed, but he's kind of like having an extra coach out there. I feel like he's really helped improve the play of Arbor Jacki since they've been paired up together. He's a good team guy, however, since the addition of Alexandre Carrier, who knows? Maybe now it makes moving a guy like Savard a little easier for Kent Hughes. But the rumors around David Savard are only going to increase as we head down the stretch. Kinda like subject number 5, Jake Evans. Because if you would have told me a couple of years ago that everybody would be loving Jake Evans right now and wanting to give this guy some kind of a long-term contract, I would have called bullshit. But of course, Jake Evans has been an incredible story so far this season. He's still great at the faceoff dot, he's defensively responsible, but also he's been putting up some very impressive numbers. He's definitely going to have a career high in points this season. The trade rumors surrounding this guy are already starting to heat up. They've been heating up ever since the season began. And again, I know a lot of you would like to keep him around long term and give the kid his money, but let me tell you something, I'd be very, very careful giving Jake Evans a new contract. Just saying. This is the most valuable piece that the Canadiens have heading into the trade deadline. There's going to be a lot of teams looking for his services. Most likely, it's going to be a bidding war. But that is how I feel about the Canadiens' 5 UFAs heading into the trade deadline. Now, maybe you feel a little different about some of these players. You can let me know down in the comment section. Don't forget to drop kick that like button before you leave here. And hey, I'll see you next time.